So I talked to James the other day. You know what we came up with? Are you aware of your nickname?
No,
you don't know your nickname?
I didn't know I had a nickname.
Yeah, well,
I got a lot of nicknames. Trust me.
I think it's a good nickname. We've tagged you as the Alex Jones of Two Strokes.
I don't know.
Do you know Alex Jones? He's like
I don't.
He's like the crazy, very vocal conspiracy theorist who knows everything and people don't believe him, but they end up being true.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah. Yeah, the E-Star was quite nice when I had it, and then installation errors. And then I think fixing it in an outdoor kitchen, not letting Loctite do its job probably didn't help.
Right.
So what are we going back to a 50 here?
Yeah. You're just.
And did you go, what did you adjust on the needle? Did you go?
I left the needle where it's at. I mean, it's warmed up.
Yeah,
7-8 degrees from this morning. It was cold out here. I was like, the bike was a little lame.
And what's the story on this head setup? This is like the smoother.
This is the
hard enduro head.
This is the most aggressive one we have as far. I mean, we can get way less aggressive. I just think this is going to be ideal. It's just tough because I'm trying to not kill you, right? You know what I mean?
With too much sauce?
Well, with too much power.
Yeah,
right. I'm trying to give you a really, really smooth delivery, and I mean, and a lot of that the cylinder porting won't allow for it, right? Because I wanted to see what you can do, what's possible with not touching the cylinder.
And then with doing the porting work, that's when it's going to make it.
Yeah, it'll be smooth, way smoother than the 260. We're going to let you ride that last, because if you ride that now, you're ruined.
Did you guys lean it out from when I rode it the other day, or is that another one?
Yeah, set back up for this elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim said that he talked to you and that you're probably coming down.
Jim Keller or Jim Flynn?
Jim Flynn.
Oh, yeah. Well, James had some nice things to say about you, though. I mean, I've known James forever, but he says, I told him, I says, you better get out front, because I says, Cody's bike ain't going to hold him back anymore. He's like, oh, shit. And he says, you have something that none of the other guys have, right? He says, I ain't got it, Tristan ain't got it. He says, you just got something on that shit so that was kind of cool to hear.
I have trials. That's what I got.
Well, that's just
trials.
it, right?
James he's got the work ethic, that's for sure.
James, nobody works harder than James.
Nobody.
He was at the gym when I called, he's on a bike huffing and puffing. He's 24/7.
Yeah, we woke up and like I stayed with him last night in the apartment, or 2 nights ago, and he's like up doing yoga in the morning, reading a book,
dude,
drinking coffee,
nobody works harder than James Flynn.
Yeah.
And dude, he's good.
He's really good.
He's really good.
He's close. Once the mental thing comes, we're screwed.
I think we're going to both be on the podium down there, especially with Tristan on.
Yeah. All right, let's give this thing let's fire it up.
Yeah. Because all we could test is on the road, man. There was mud and snow. It was just, we couldn't even get off the road. That shot, we're even running a 50 with this fuel. Yeah. The whole thing's just acting weird for the
I think that's pretty good now. Like,
go back on the rock before it gets too muddy. Pretty soon, them rocks might be done. You've heard the term the 250s rev higher than 300, right? Rev faster. That's bullshit. What it is, it's so if me and you are the same speed in a foot race, and you start 100 foot before me, right, in a drag race, I'm never going to win. We're the same speed, but you're starting at 100. So that's the difference between a 250 and 300. They rev at exactly the same rate. What happens is let's just say you're making 30 horsepower at 6,000 RPM on the 250. Well, on the 300, you're making 30 horsepower at 2,500 RPM. So it's that same distance. So but it peaks at 8. Okay. So the 250 has to rev from 3 to 8, 5,000 RPM. The 300 has to rev from 25 to 8, 5,500 RPM. It's that foot racing. That's the difference, right? It doesn't rev any quicker. It has to rev less to get to the peak, because the peak's the same, right?
Yeah.
So if you're starting back then it takes longer to get there. I mean, it's distance equals rate times time, right? And it's the same thing, right? So everybody's like 250 revs go. No, it doesn't have to. It don't have to rev as far to get to the peak.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Which makes sense.
And this is what happened when we richen up the bottom end. It gives you that more. It cools the pipe. It gives you more low bottom end. But you're down there in a lower power range, but it'll pull there.
It feels like it's reacting quicker because with the leaner pilot, it has a higher RPM.
Because you're starting at a higher RPM. Like I said, if you had a heads-up display with a TAC, you'd see that now you're running a higher RPM.
Gotcha.
And on that bike, you're running like 2,000 RPM.
Because the lugging is better on a richer pilot too, a little bit, because
it cools the pipe.
More, giving more fuel.
Cools the pipe.
Cooling the pipe.
Yeah. But listen, are you hearing how low the RPMs are? I mean, you're at 300 RPMs.
Which is where I love to be. You know?
Yeah, that's what I wanted, right? I mean, I can make these things run like blades is kind of an in-between.
Bike.
Right, but I didn't want you to be up there, God, I'm breaking traction on these rocks. This fucking thing's too light switchy. I wanted to have it really mellow, but pull.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it does. That's huge, man. That's what we were going for right there. I've tried to make a mellow 250 that pulls, and it's hard to do, right? But so this has got a 1450 stock reeds and stock flywheel.
So it doesn't move. Stock flywheel. Okay. Yeah, but I need a little bit bigger flywheel. Obviously.
Right. Well, I know. I'm just telling you, and it's still going to.
Bike I've ever ridden.
Dude, his other one blows this one out of the water.
I don't even know how. This bike is so
smooth, huh?
It's stupid.
Yeah. Dude,
like,
it's
it honestly would be epic, but
it's on pump gas.
Too much.
Well, that's what I mean. I can give you this all day long, right?
Yeah.
But that don't work for you.
No.
That's why I give you this.
Yeah, that's set up
but
for
we can give you
freestyle quick.
Yeah.
We can give you a cross in between, right?
Yeah.
Because this one on the bottom end, I think, is better than yours, even with the flywheel.
Yeah, the bottom's better than this, but it's the hair too snappy.
Right. And that's what we tone down, right? That's the trick, right? That's what's hard to do, because to give you the bottom and not kill the top, right?
Yeah.
I can give you tons of bottom and it kills the top. That's what everybody else is doing.
Does this kill the top on this, or is this still pretty good?
No, this thing outruns 450s.
Yeah, this thing is so.
It's fun, huh?
Aggressive. It's like fast. I think it's faster than my 450, maybe.
Oh, it is. He rides with all 450s, right? Yeah. I mean, that's going to go away, right? All right, so I left you a note.
Left me note.
Rotate stator counterclockwise for mellow. Okay.
counterclockwise
Yep.
to slow it. Yeah, that makes sense because you rotate. Yep, looking at those markers.
And that's where we got it.
One thing we just mentioned, we got it all figured out, but they were messing with the timing using the stock. You guys were messing with the stock YZ. Yeah, so we're here. The bike was definitely better than what it had been with the work Kelsey did, but then I was like, I just feel like we're still missing a hair. And we put on the Get system, which is more or less the stock YZ, I think, CDI mapping. And it's just, I ran it with an advanced timing from where they had set it with that. So all of a sudden it was like exactly that little bit I was missing, it was there. So now we're basically gonna try advancing the timing by rotating the stator back there and putting on, we put on the stock X CDI already. And yeah, for most people that aren't aware, the X does kind of retard your timing ever so slightly. So we're back on track now. Can you see the dial there when you're trying to adjust?
Yeah, so we marked it. We painted
Oh yeah,
it.
you can see.
We painted it for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
It's a very generic, like it's just in the casting. So you're like, well, I think I'm there.
That's why we painted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Putting that little orange mark on there helps.
If we cared enough, we could use a dial gauge, but I think we'll be
You don't
fine.
need to know where it's at, Cody. You just need to know where it runs the best.
Yeah,
So try that.
we know where it was.
Try that, and now we can adjust it.
Nice, I can rip with that thing just open.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like that.
that's the way you want to test it. When you're out there playing with it,
Yeah,
leave that off, come back.
and give it a
That
go.
thing's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Okay, try it again. So.
Then you can throw the Git on there if you want.
Yeah, mess with both those different maps. Yeah, so what, we did the first advancement, really made that big difference for me.
Yeah.
I really like that. And they're like, well, we might as well try going a little more because, you know, we're here. And I could tell it'd be really fun to ride, but it was like Blade's bike, just like an absolute unit. So it was fun, but like literally, I got out of the driveway and turned around and I already knew that wasn't going to be good for me.
That's
so
great.
just, I know all the YZ nerds who just love talking shit on my YouTube already know this, but yeah, you can do a lot literally just rotating that stator. How much do you think you're rotating it when you do it? Not much?
Well, from where we were to where we are now is substantial. I don't know how many degrees it is. I mean,
Yeah.
probably.
That,
Two
but
or
that
three
from
degrees.
from that step, second step to the third step,
Yeah.
is that a small adjustment?
You're almost at stock right now. You're a tad advanced from stock.
Tad advance.
I think.
I'm not afraid of the robot.
I think you
I
got
can talk shit now because he probably won't be there. Now he's gonna show up and hopefully not smoke us.
I think you're gonna win, man. You've won that every year, haven't you?
I don't know.
You won
No,
it,
I've won it.
you won it last year.
I've won it twice, I think. I don't know. I'm at that point now where I remember stuff like when I was super young, but something that happened 3 years ago. It just.
And didn't you win it last year?
I won it last year. Yeah.
Like killed them, didn't you? Being pretty bad.
Well, we all ate crap, and I took advantage of people eating crap. But I ate crap too. I ate less crap though, so my bike wasn't as dinged up.
Hey.
But that's part of it. That's hard enduro. Everyone just shits on machining skills. It's hilarious. I'm like, dude, I'm not a machinist. Like, I get by with what I got. You can.
Dude, there's so many experts out there, you know. I mean, you get the.
I don't tell people how to ride. I think it, but I don't tell them.
It's like when I put pictures of this up and they seen that reed spacer and the boys and they're like, I got messages. Get rid of that reed spacer. Boyson already took that in consideration. I'm like, dude, shut up. Reed spacer's good. Okay, test it real quick, then we'll throw the Git on and you can have a direct comparison.
Okay. Okay, well, what is it? It's noon. So we spent 2 hours dicking around with the Alex Jones of Two Strokes over there. Love him or hate him, he does know what he's talking about. Sorry to tell all you haters that. He might be a little crazy though, and he'll tell you his opinion. That's what Alex Jones does too. But yeah, so you know, basically I got to the point where I kind of had to cave. It was more than just aftermarket parts I can throw at my bike to get the tune and power delivery I needed. So, you know, I've had a lot of people hitting me up these last 2 months, and I've talked to Kelsey a few times now, and at first I'm like spent 40 minutes on the phone. I'm like, this is the craziest person I've met in my entire life. He's over here probably listening to me right now, shaking his head. But he does know his stuff. That's for sure. And, you know, like I said, I caved, dropped the bike off here, and I rode his son Blade's bike, and that was my instant eye-opener that I probably made the right decision, because that was the dumbest, best YZ250 I've ever ridden in my life. Not that I've ridden a ton of them, but yeah, so obviously made the changes to the bike. We could still do some more. I know he can do some more porting, probably smooth the power out a little bit for me, but you know, with the RK Tech head on there, changing the ignition timing and playing back and forth between the Get ECU and the stock ECU, CDI. You know, we're able to actually dial the bike in quite a bit more and make really big changes on the fly, on top of what he's already done with the head and cylinder and everything. So anyways, here's our current setup for Grindingstone. This is what I'll be racing. No e-start, hydro clutch, which Kelsey isn't a fan of, but I need it because I can't be adjusting the cable on the fly and that stuff. We have the reed spacer. We actually added some gaskets there as well. Maybe at some point I'll get a custom spacer made, but that basically adds volume to the cylinder, right, Kelsey? The reed spacer.
The bottom end of the case.
Yeah, so it adds basically bottom end power and smooths it out some. Anything special about your dome you made for me? Just
Hard Enduro.
Hard Enduro dome. It's the HE dome. HE dome. The ignition timing's been messed with, and really that's about it. You know, I have support from Get, so we still have the stock CDI on. I have more coming. I've just been riding my practice bike with that Get. I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost there. All I'm doing is working on these bikes, but like I said, I caved, and this guy helped me out. So thank you, Kelsey. We're there now. Now I got to fine tune the rest of my bikes and get them to match.
That'll be good.
Oh, and then I got this bike over here. You can do tunes for old WRs too. This is my next project. I'll save a video for this another day. All right, I only have 7 minutes of recording time because I didn't format this card, but today's a big day, testing everything out. We got everything on the bike that I'll be racing here for Grindingstone, so just gotta work on gearing. I got the motor set up with the help of RK Tech, a couple mods there, so we're gonna play around today, get the gearing figured out, and get this thing down for pace. Oh God. I am videoing sparingly today, save my data. So far I've been really pleased. Rode way longer than I was planning on riding. 1250 is good. I'm gonna do a 1249. Obviously still not where ideally I want to end up, but I feel like for the whole year this is probably close to where we're gonna be. And like Earthbird Prologue, I'll just run a 13 or 14 up front just for the prologue and back to my extreme gearing. finished up. A nice day of riding here. Mostly just want to get the gearing figured out. I should have gone to a 49 earlier in the day. It just mellows things out a little bit, smooths it out. Camera momentum, better top speed. So all in all, I saved enough data. A little bit of riding clips today, and I'm ready for Grindingstone.
Yzinger.
Yzinger. Got to put her in the Yamaha hauler. All right, I'm out.